Arguably Nebraska's biggest question going into the season. What in the world is our running back core going to look like? So in today's video, I'm going to reveal the plan from everything that we've learned in fall camp so far through Dana Holgorsen, EJ Barthel, Matt Rule. I'm going to reveal what exactly Nebraska is going to do with the running backs. Emmett Johnson, what can you actually expect? How many carries a game is he going to get? How productive is he going to be? Is he actually going to be a 1,000-yard rusher? I'm going to give you the honest truth, what you can expect. And then what in the world is going on with the running back too? Who is that guy going to be? I think I have your answer. We'll talk about Mehki Nelson, Kwinten Ives, whether or not he's back from injury, a couple injury updates with some other players. And then, you got some wild cards in there. Isaiah Mozee, what's his role going to look like? Because I think a lot of people, they have no idea. They got it all wrong. We'll discuss him and a couple other sleepers you need to have your eyes out for. And then overall, my evaluation, the honest truth of this running back core, what we know is going to be good for it, the things that are going to be bad, some things that we need to work around in order to be a successful team. So really quick, this is a big time camp intel episode. Hit that like button if you're fired up. And also, if you're a diehard Nebraska fan and you're not subscribed, what are you waiting for? The season's almost here, and this is the only place to get daily content talking Huskers. It's a no-brainer. It takes 2 seconds. Hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much. But without further ado, buckle up. Let's have a conversation about Nebraska's running back core going into this year. What you can honestly expect from Emmett Johnson, from these depth pieces. Is it still a concern? I want to get things started with Emmett Johnson because we need to have a conversation, because we're at this point where I don't think Nebraska fans know what to expect from him, because people are all over the place. Some people have severely underrated him. Some people have severely overrated him. Some people are expecting 10 carries a game in an air raid. Some people are expecting 25 carries a game. All of that is wrong. Let's be honest about what Emmett Johnson is going to be. The pros, the cons. What you can expect from Emmett Johnson this year is 15 carries a game. Okay, use that as a benchmark. That's going to be the expectation. I went back through, West Virginia, Houston, when Dana Holgorsen was over there, when he had a very comparable running back in Ultim McCaskill in 2021 at Houston, he got 15 carries a game. When you go back to West Virginia, he had a very comparable running back in that days, 15 carries a game. So anything more than 15 carries a game for Emmett Johnson, that's just not going to happen, because we know what this offense is going to look like. Okay, they don't want to call it an air raid, and it's not going to be, but you're kidding yourself if you don't think it's pass first. It's going to be 55% passing the football, using Dylan Raiola's arm. With his incredible wide receiver core we have, we'd be stupid not to use it. So listen, they understand that the running back core, it's not very deep. You need more than one running back to be successful. And you look at the receivers, they're a lot more deep. So it is going to be pass first offense, and it's still going to get a lot of carries, but that's what you can expect nowadays. There's just no bell cow anymore in Big Ten football. You can't have a running back who gets 25 carries a game, because they're going to get beat up over time. That's a recipe for disaster. If Emmett Johnson gets 25 carries for the first 4 weeks, he's going to be limping going into the back half of the year. He might be injured out for the entire year. So I think in a lot of Nebraska fans, this is the perfect number. 15 carries a game is perfectly fine for Emmett Johnson. So that's what you can expect from him. And honestly, let's just have a conversation about how good Emmett's going to be. Because once again, people have him overrated, underrated, but I think there's a bunch of people who think he's going to be an 1,000-yard rusher. I just think that's a dramatic step up from what we had last year. There's a lot of things that Emmett Johnson does very well. He's very elusive. He's fast, but not super fast, but he's incredibly quick. He's something who can make some out of nothing, make you miss in a phone booth. There's a lot to like around Emmett Johnson, but there's a reason he didn't play as much last year. He wasn't the best in the pass pro. He wasn't that great at catching the football, right? And he has improved in a lot of stuff in the offseason, but for him to go from about 500 rushing yards last year to 1,000 and only getting 15 carries a game, I just think that's very unrealistic from Nebraska fans. In order to be a productive running back, you don't need to have 1,000 rushing yards. You could very well have 800, 900, be a Devino Zigbo, right? You don't need to be, have 1,200 yards. So that's what I'm expecting from Emmett Johnson, 800, 900 yards. You can still be a very productive running back and have that stat line. The main thing I'm looking out for him is, simply how good is he in the passing department? Not only actually catching the football, because we've heard all the improvements, and I believe that. I think he's very much improved catching the football, but also, from a blocking standpoint. That's honestly the reason he didn't play more during Marcus Satterfield in 23 and 24 is because he wasn't the best blocker. So that's what I'm really looking out for when it comes to Emmett Johnson. We know one thing. This is kind of the dirty secret. One of Dana Holgorsen's favorite plays at Nebraska has been the slip screen with Emmett Johnson. He saw that in his first ever game against USC. Emmett Johnson, a little slip screen on the right-hand side. Dylan Raiola dumped it off to him. Emmett ran 30 yards, got an easy touchdown. Dana Holgorsen liked that play so much that he ran it the exact next week against Wisconsin. Same deal, 30, 40 yards to Emmett Johnson. They're going to use that slip screen a lot. So that's my expectation for Emmett Johnson. I think he's going to be a good running back. I think he's probably going to be a B+, A- running back. But I just wanted to make this to talk about him specifically first before we get to the depth, to address what his role is actually going to look like, because he's not going to be a bell cow. if you want him to be a bell cow, you're basically rooting for him to get injured by week 3. Well, no, I shouldn't say week 3, but week 6. Like, this doesn't happen in college football nowadays. We haven't had a bell cow running back in some time, probably since Amir. So Emmett's going to be, again, a complimentary running back, but he's going to get a lot of carries. He's going to get a lot of snaps, but we know what this offense is going to look like. It's not going to rely on the running game as much as it used to. So just wanted to start that off with Emmett Johnson. But honestly, the bigger conversation point is what the rest of this running back core is going to look like. Not necessarily with the depth chart, but the roles of these players. Because I think when we talk about running back 2, running back 3, that's not really how the running back depth chart works. Okay, you more have your standard running back 1, then you have your short yardage back, and then you have your third down back. Okay, and that's what Nebraska has. We don't have running back 1, running back 2, running back 3. Okay, you have your standard guy, which is Emmett Johnson, and then we're trying to find our short yardage / power back, and then our third down back. Now, our short yardage back, very clearly, with the way that fall camp's been going, is Mehki Nelson. Like, he's took it to a different level. There's a reason why the coaching staff, they've been hyping him up. And I like Mehki Nelson's game a lot. Like, he is speedy. Like, he's somebody who I don't think he gets enough credit for his speed. He runs about 4.4, and he's big. He's about 200 pounds at this point in time. He has some nice weight on him. He looks the part. He also has the ability to stiff arm you. So he's a guy who can do pretty much everything. But I'm not looking for Mehki Nelson to be a home run threat. And that's not what EJ Barthel wants him to do either. They just want Mehki Nelson to be a smart running back, where it's a 3rd down and 1. We're playing Cincinnati. You need this conversion. Emmett Johnson's already banged up after the first 2 plays. He's going to go up to the sideline. We're going to put in Mehki Nelson. We're going to get under center. Mekhi's going to pick up 2 yards. He's going to get the first down. He's going to trough the field. That's what I'm looking for from Mehki Nelson. Okay, that's what we need. We don't need this big bruising power back like a Dante Dell. Like, that's nice. But more than anything, I just need a short yardage back who's smart, who's crafty, who can find the A-gap, shoot through it, go down for 2-3 yards. Basically a solidified fullback. That's what you want here from Mehki Nelson. And that's what the role that's the exact role he's going to have. Like, it could grow as the year progresses, but Mehki Nelson is more going to be that short yardage back, and he's been doing a good job of that throughout fall camp so far. So that's what you can expect from Mehki Nelson. Anything more than that's probably not going to happen. Like, he could get involved in the passing department just a little bit. But I doubt it. He's going to be more of a short yardage guy, 3rd down, 4th down, and I expect him to get about 5 carries a game. And then, talking about some of these other running backs. Kwinten Ives is somebody where we heard all the hype, and this is sometimes why I don't want to believe everything the coaching staff says, because we know what coach talk is. Like, the coaches will hype up a player that maybe isn't actually playing the best, but they'll hype him up to the media so they give some belief in this guy. Like, Kwinten Ives is the exact same way. Like, he had 7 yards last year on 6 carries. He was averaging 1.1 carry or yards a carry. Like, it just wasn't very good. Kwinten Ives is somebody, I just told you, I just don't know how much I believe in him. I want him to be a short yardage back, but it's the injuries. Like, he got injured in spring ball. He got injured in fall camp. He's dealing with a hamstring right now. Like, he's going to be questionable going to Cincinnati. I mean, that's the biggest asset as a running back. Like, you have got to be healthy more than anything else. So even if he does get back by the Cincinnati game, he's behind. His spot as the short yardage back is probably already given over to Mekhi, and I don't know if he's going to get that back. So it's just him staying healthy. But Kwinten Ives, though, I mean, it's a do or die year. Like, if he doesn't have a role carved out by Iowa, by November, he could very well be in the portal by December, and that's just not great, but we gave him all the opportunities in the world. He just couldn't stay healthy. So that's honestly why this running back core maybe isn't as deep as it should be. And then, let's have a conversation about Isaiah Mozee, because I think a lot of Nebraska fans, they get his role wrong. They don't know what to expect. Now, I will say this, I also got a little bit wrong. I thought that Isaiah Mozee was going to be more of a wide receiver than a running back. Like, he was going to be a Wandale type of guy, that he was going to line up probably at wide receiver the majority of the time, but also get in the backfield. Isaiah Mozee confirmed when the fans saw him on a couple Saturdays ago at that open practice, he said that he's solidified a running back. Like, he's not a receiver anymore. He's not going to line up at wide receiver. So Isaiah Mozee, he is going to be a running back at least this year. But with that being said, he's still going to be a pass-catching running back. He's not somebody who you're going to expect, to be a Emmett Johnson type of figure. Okay, Isaiah Mozee is probably going to be a 3rd down type of guy, where again you need an elusive running back out there who can catch a pass, make some out of nothing. That's where Isaiah Mozee gets in the ball game. Like, he's not great right now at reading through the A gap, reading through the B gap. That's something he's very much struggled at. So he's elusive, he is fast, but if you want him to be a 1st down running back to get that carry 1st down and 10, like, you're just kind of setting him up for failure, in my opinion. Like, he's going to be more of a 3rd down back. That's where you best utilize his traits. The only concern I have is, can he block at a high level? Because when you're being so accustomed to being a wide receiver for so long, you might not be able to block, an edge rusher who's getting your quarterback. And that's one of the biggest traits you need to have at running back. So that's the only concern I have. But Isaiah Mozee, I'm expecting him to primarily just be, 3rd down running back. I expect him to potentially get maybe 2-3 carries a game, somewhere around that as a true freshman. But I expect his role to probably increase as the year progresses. And then also expect a lot of slip screens with him, like slip screen usage, even, these slants down the middle, right? Texas routes. jet sweep, stuff like that. Like they're going to get the ball in his hands just with how elusive he is. You know, one last guy who's going to get a lot of snaps this year at running back is Kenneth Williams. And maybe not necessarily at running back, but he's going to be a special teams guy. Like he's going to be somebody who's returning kicks. He could be even mixed to return punts. It's going to be mostly Jacory doing that, but he's somebody who's going to be a kickoff. So just buy some Kenneth Williams stock. It doesn't cost much. Not going to cost you much money, but it's going to be a good investment because he could be very well a starting kick return when we get Cincinnati, arguably the fastest player in this entire team. But may not name Jacory. Like he's fast. I mean, he just blazes down the field. He runs about a 4.4, runs about a 4.3. So Kenneth Williams, somebody's a very strong fall camp. I mean, the fans loved him when they saw him a couple Saturdays ago. So just buy some Kenneth Williams stock, but he definitely should be talked about in this discussion. And then, talking about the other true freshman, Jamarion Parker, unfortunately, will be probably out for the entire year just with his knee that we're still recovering on from the spring. The thing around Jamarion, too, is just he has a lot of bad weight on him right now. Like he got on campus and he was underweight. He's about 170. He aggressively put on muscle. He's up to about 210 pounds right now. So he looks really good, but he's a little chunky because when you put on weight that quick, right? And people know this if you're in the gym a lot. If you put on weight that quick within a span of 3, 4, 5 months, you're going to put on some fat too. So right now he got a lot of muscle, but he also got a lot of fat. So right now, Jamarion, I think the best plan for him, while he's super loose, super fast, is just, hey, you got to continue to put on muscle. I like him to get up to 220. And then you slim down. Like you got bulk right now, cut down maybe to 210 by next year, and then hopefully you can get in the mix. But unfortunately, Jamarion, with his injury, with his weight right now, probably going to be out for the entire year. But right now, he's just not practicing. So I want to give you that status check there. And then one more before we talk about the rest of this running back, or not, excuse me, the rest of this running back room, but my overall evaluation. Connor Booth, somebody who did actually have a strong practice the other day on Saturday when the fans saw him. The thing about Connor is just being a smart running back, right? Shooting through the A gap, shooting through the B gap, being patient, because when you're coming from class C2 football in Nebraska, you don't need to be smart. You just shoot through whatever gap you see because you're going up against 200-pound defensive linemen who aren't very big, so it doesn't even matter. That's what Connor Booth would do. So it's a big adjustment going up against defensive linemen who actually are crafty, who can get to the running back at a high level with their swim move, with their abilities. So it's just him adjusting to that level of play, shooting through the A gap, B gap, being patient, knowing when to bounce it outside. Like that's stuff he's definitely struggling with now. But, long term, he could be a Rex Burkhead type of figure, but just not this year for the Huskers. So overall, again, I'm expecting this Nebraska running back core to be a weakness. I definitely think that, but I'm just hoping Emmett Johnson can stay healthy more than anything because we've had a lot of bad luck with our running back health, to say the least. Like Ramir Johnson's got banged up throughout his career. Gabe Irvin's got banged up throughout his career. Well, of course, those guys are no longer with Nebraska. We saw Maurice Washington got banged up throughout his career. I mean, just go down the list, right? Dedrick Mills, who was Anthony Grant, right? Like you just go down the list. Pretty much every single year, Nebraska starting running backs got banged up. So if Emmett Johnson gets injured, like we are in a really tough situation. And it helps that Isaiah Mozee moved on to that position because he gives you some playmaking ability. But you need more than one running back to be successful in the Big Ten. And while Mehki Nelson's playing well in fall practice, is he running back 2 right now because he's playing well? Or is he running back 2 right now because the running back room is just not very good? I want you to think about that question. I just don't know if the running back core is that good. So we're at a point with Emmett Johnson where, he's going to be, he's not going to be a bell cow, but he's our solidified guy. If you were to ever go down, like we're in a tough spot. Like we will not be able to run the football. You need more. And I know a lot of people are going to say, well, all we need is a solid offensive line. We're going to be running at an elite level. That's not true. In the Big Ten, you need more than an elite offensive line. You need an elite running back too. You need to find somebody who's fast, elusive, can break tackles. Don't know if we have that besides Emmett. So you feel great about Emmett, but once again, you need more than one running back to be successful. We hope he stays healthy. If not, could have some problems that could derail our season pretty quickly. So, all right, guys, so I want to give you the update there, kind of everybody's role, because I think there's a lot of misconceptions out there. Let me know your thoughts down below. Who you think's playing well in fall camp? I want to hear your thoughts. Hey, if you made this far, hit that like button and subscribe. As always, folks, go Met Roll, and I'll see you in the next one.